Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mental Health and Wellness. And today I'm going to be doing a story out of Jackson, Mississippi. And I'm going to be doing a story about an African American woman. Her name is Tasia Fortune. Tasia was a 29-year-old mother of four who was found hanging in the backyard, hanging from a tree in the backyard of a vacant home. Now, they said that her body was found 3 days later, and they also said that when the fire department got there, they had to get a ladder to get her down. Now, my question is because at first they said that it was a suicide. So, my question is if it's a suicide, wouldn't she have to have her own ladder to get up there? And seemed like to me the ladder would have still been there. So apparently this had to be a lynching. Now I don't know if it was one person involved. I don't know if it was a group of people involved, but this was definitely not a suicide. And I don't even know how they can even think for a minute that it was a suicide because there's no ladder there. So did somebody just happen to walk by and move the ladder without seeing her hanging there? I think with some of these stories, a person has to use their common sense. Because a lot of times when they say it's a suicide, they just want to say it's a suicide just so they can close the case. They don't want to investigate. So now, because a lot of people made a lot of noise about the case, now they're investigating the case. Now they're saying that they're going to do an autopsy. They're going to investigate, kind of like with Nolan Wells. At first they said that he drowned. And then when people start making noise, now you see what's going on now. So, but see, the reason why they say it's a suicide, because they don't have to investigate if it's a suicide. They don't have to do any investigation. They just close the case. So I'm so glad that the family made noise. Now, this video is going to be a warning video to a lot of African American women. You need to be so aware. You need to be aware of your surroundings in the daytime and at night, especially at night. I don't believe that this was a suicide at all. This was not a suicide. And I don't even see how they can even say that it was a suicide. Another thing too is that her mother, I think the last time her mother saw her was at the end of July. And her mother said that she had traveled to Kentucky for a family reunion. And her mother said everything was fine with her. So she went to this family reunion. She came back to Mississippi and now ends up hanging from a tree. Something is wrong with that story. Something is definitely wrong with that story. So I just want to make sure African American women that's listening to this, you need to be really, really careful because the Klan are no longer wearing the white robes and on horses. They're not doing that anymore. So you never know who they are now. You never know who they are. Okay, so just be careful. Just be really, really careful. Because you never know who they are and you never know when they're going to strike. Okay, so if you like my video, you can like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Okay.